Hey there and happy Wednesday. It's so good to be back with you guys again and to give you some more inspiration for some different card ideas and such. And I'm following through. Oh, I got it right here. There we go. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so I'm following through with pulling out some retired products or retiring products. There we go. There's a difference because I never like to work with retired products because I always feel like, oh, if there's something that I have done and you're interested in having it in your own collection, I think it's almost kind of mean that I would do that so that it's something that you couldn't purchase. So everything I use almost all the time is something that is current. I always say it's like that big brother or sister that always does a na-na-na, you can't have it if I would demo things that aren't available. Hi there, Lois, and Lois is on, so I need to do an apology because yesterday I had said that I was going to start demoing Lois's virtual stamp party projects next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's the following week, so that last week of April is when I will be demoing her virtual stamp party project. So when she said that, and she said, I think she was nervous, am I off? And I said, no, I'm just that excited about doing your party. So I was a week off, so next week I will be demoing some more Stamp Camp projects for you too. So you'll get more than 10 from me this month. So thanks for catching that, Lois, so I could correct everybody that normally watches. Hey there, Donna, and hi, Julie. So yeah, so let me show you what is today's project for you guys. And it's a sympathy card, but I kind of wanted to pull in some nature, so you could use something similar to this for like a Father's Day card, masculine card, or just somebody that likes nature and such. And so speaking of Lois, I know that that's one of your favorite things too. So it'll be hopefully a fun card for you today. Hey there, Rosina. Hi, Kay. So let me put down my iPad and get my card down too and get situated so that I can start demoing. So today is card number 8 already for April. Just zooming along, you guys. And it's been fun for me to see kind of like as I pull things out, like what's left to demo with that I have. And I just pull everything that's retiring and put it in a box so that I only pull from that to use things. And of course, you know that I've been pulling out different accessories or embossing folders or papers maybe that are still carrying through, but I like to give you some last ideas with things that are retiring before maybe you pack them away too. Thank you, Kay. So this is using the stamp set Rooted in Nature. Honestly, if anybody knows me, it is one of my all-time favorite stamp sets. Haven't used it for a while. Of course, I used it a ton last fall. And since this stamp set has come out, I'm always afraid it's going to be one of those stamp sets that people will be annoyed with me because I use it so much that people will wonder if it's the only thing that I own, because I could just keep using it and using it and using it. So it's got some fantastic trees, different types of trees. So there's a single tree and a double tree stamp, and then these trees here, and then just all sorts of different leaves and things like so, and different sentiments, big and small. So that's why I like it too. I'm not using any of the dies, but I just thought, you know what, I'm going to pull those out to show you. Maybe I'll still use these before the month is out, but it cuts out all of the trees and most if not all the leaves, and it also gives you the option to not only cut your leaves but also to emboss your leaves. Man, this is really stuck. So this embosses your leaf, and then this one cuts it out, and there's 2 different sizes too. So Pam, yes, and I was thinking of you because wasn't it this set that you had texted and said, Belle, what am I doing? So Pam was like, see, whenever there's like kind of a gray background to the stamp, that's how you know which stamps have the dies that coordinate. So that is kind of helpful there too. And Pam says, yes, that was me. Okay, so let's set this aside so I can start assembling the card here. What I'm pulling in too for paper products, you can see all these fun paper products here. This is one that I haven't used yet, and it is called, let me guess. Nope, I'm not going to guess. I have to tell you specifically, Natural Touch Specialty Paper. And so if you guys remember, let me grab that bouquet Butterfly Brilliance Bouquet that you can order. This paper sold out already. You had all these butterflies that you could cut out of some of these fun papers. And then there's the die and the stamp set. And so this was the other paper option. So this is 12 by 12. You just get, because it's specialty paper, and you can see it's kind of got a shimmer shine to it. And you'll be able to tell more when I stamp on it. It does have almost like a little wood grain etched into it, and it is double-sided. So this just has like a little light pattern to it, but not as much of a pattern as this is with the wood grain. So that is 12 by 12. And then of course I like to give you guys options. So if you guys have this In Good Taste, and I always like to show you this because I have all my scraps there, but when I have all the scraps, it kind of tells you like, oh yeah, that's in there, and that's in there, and that's in there. So there is a similar piece in the In Good Taste, and I'm also on my card here where it's the dark wood. I'm pulling that from the In Good Taste. So that gives you some options there so that you don't have to purchase something new, but some of you did already purchase this. Like I said, the butterfly 6x6 paper sold out. This is not carrying over into the annual catalog, so I kind of like to let you know that too. The In Good Taste that I'm using for that little piece, this is carrying over too. So kind of getting that out of the way. So what I'm going to do first is do some stamping on this, and I'm going to open up my Early Espresso ink pad here, and I'm going to stamp out 3 trees. So I've done this card twice today because I didn't like, I had my trees too low, and then there was just like, it was lost in space up here, just too much space. And so I didn't like that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just redo the card and have my trees placed higher and still stagger them, you know, high and low too. And then what I noticed when I did my card the first time is, hi Lisa, hi Kay, hi Sharon. What I noticed is with this paper being a little bit shinier, and there you can see the grooves in the paper, which is fun because the In Good Taste and a lot of this hardwood paper that we've had, there are no, I mean, it looks like there's grooves, but there's no grooves. This is visible grooves, and you can see that when you stamp, which I think is kind of fun. But because of the shiny paper, it just wasn't drying. So I got out my heat gun, which is no big deal, because if you have wet ink and take your heat gun, that can heat it up. And it still just wanted to smear a little bit after I'd had the heat gun on it for a while. So I went, you know what, if you can't beat it, join it. So I'm going to take out my clear embossing powder here, and let's see, and I'm going to just sprinkle that over all of it. And my other card, because I tried to heat set it first just without powder, some of my trees had powder stick to it and not stick to it, and that was kind of a cool look too. So the clear embossing powder just gives it a dusty look for now, and then I'm going to heat that up for you guys. And it's kind of a thinner paper, so it doesn't take long to have that happen. So yeah, Kay, I was glad to pass that along to you, because sometimes you look at different specialty papers, and the wood grain might be the cool thing, having it smear is the uncool thing, knowing how to deal with it is the best thing. So I always love to give you guys different tips and tricks on how to work with your things. In fact, I've had my team name called Inkspiring Others like forever, and today I finally changed it on Facebook. For those of you that have Instagram, it's gone by that for probably forever. But I kind of went, you know what? I feel like through, hopefully you can hear me. I just realized I was probably fighting my heat tool sound. For those of you that have been following me or started following me since the pandemic, and especially because I used to do all my classes in person, I kind of stepped it up online big time from 0 to full time. And so with that, I thought, why not change my Inkspiring name and have that be what people see on Facebook. So if you see that or get a notification, I'm not changing anything about who I am or what I'm doing. I'm just kind of adding that name that I've kind of always had for my team name, and just putting it out there now. So wanted to let you guys know nothing new is changing. I'm still me, and that's good. So I'm just putting this down now. You can kind of see where it's a little bit darker where it overlapped, but now it's all shiny, nothing smears. So that's great. And then this, this piece, the cinnamon cider here is 4 by 5 by 5 1/4. This piece of the Natural Touch specialty paper is 3.75 by 4. And then I am putting this little piece down from In Good Taste, just that little chunk, and this is 3.75 by 1.5 inches. So we have, oops, have that, but I see there's one little spot that wants to stick out, and I don't like that, so I'm going to try and cover that up. There we go. Okay, so I've got that on there, and then I kind of wanted to give it a little band to help kind of just make these two meld together a little bit. So I'm just taking a 1/2 inch piece of cinnamon cider by 4 inches and just putting a strip of my seal tape across there and match that side, oops, side to side. And that kind of covers up also the base of the trees, which I feel like maybe gives it a better finished look as well. So we've got that. And now before I put it on my card base, I want to add a little bit of trim. So I feel like I've been failing you guys because when things are retiring, I haven't told you if they're on sale or not. And I use a lot of this. I'm sad it's retiring. I think the name's here. Okay, braided linen trim. So in the catalog, it's always been $7 for a nice big spool of this. Now it's $5.60. I thought it was $5.50, but I had to correct that. So that's my handwriting there. $5.60 for a nice big spool of the braided linen trim now. So I wanted to let you know that sale price. And like I said, it's thicker than the linen thread, and so I like it for projects with nature and guy cards and stuff. It's kind of about the only time you can get away with putting some ribbon technically on a guy card. So not that this is a guy card, but you could make it into one today. It's a sympathy card because everybody seems to always want ideas or need cards for that occasion. So I'm just gonna trim that and trim that. So we have that like so. And now it's ready to go onto my card base. So for my card base, I chose Very Vanilla. I thought about bringing in some crumb cake because that's very similar to the same color as the braided linen trim, but it just felt like there was way too many browns competing to each other, and then it just wasn't the right look. And so I thought bringing in this Very Vanilla was good, and then the inside would be ready to have your sentiment in there, and then you could do your writing too. So I'm using the thick vanilla cardstock. Stampin' Up! Has thick white and thick vanilla that are just a little bit sturdier. So when I'm using that for my card base, those are my go-to. So if I have a card base that I want to be vanilla or white, then I go to the thick instead of the regular, just because putting on any amount of layers or not layers, it just holds up so much better for the recipient when they receive it and want to display it. So I've got that so far, and then I'm going to ink up my sentiment here. I just have a 1/2 inch strip, and I'm not sure if Lisa's still watching or not, but Lisa loves it when I show how to use up my little scraps. So I have lots of 1/2 inch strips of Very Vanilla. Words are never enough is one of the sentiments in the Rooted in Nature stamp set. So I'm just going to stamp that out. Actually, it looks a little crooked. Not terrible, but I think I can do better. Probably one of those things too that it's a good thing I have 25 years of experience under my belt, because lining up a non-photopolymer like this one isn't see-through and trying to get that lined up on a 1/2 inch little strip of paper while everybody's watching sometimes could be a little bit stressful, but I'm kind of used to that, and that's okay. And so for this, I'm just going to take my seal adhesive again, run a little strip of that on the back side, and then just put that under that cinnamon cider strip there. So there's the sentiment, and it really pops and is easy to read on the darker hardwood there. And then I'm ready to finish it with the inside and the embellishment that I'm choosing today. Let's go with the inside. So these words are quite small. The words are never enough. They're small and narrow there, and then they come out with this big thinking of you. So that's another thing about the stamp set, that they've got variety of size of sentiment. So I'm just going to put the thinking of you in the inside in that same early espresso ink. So that takes up a nice big portion of the inside of the card. Hi there, Rosina. And then for my accessory here, I'm going to use In Good Taste Elements. And so I've used some of the leaves here for different projects. You can see that those are already popped out. And then I've used some of these little wooden elements that kind of look like greenery, but they're wood, so you can't call it green if it's brown. And so what's left for me that I haven't used, and I've saved different things on Pinterest with these little pieces here, are what I'm going to use today. So in the catalog, when they first came out, they were $6.50 for this whole assortment of pieces and such. There's 91 pieces in here, it says in the packaging, and you can get it now while supplies last, because it's on the retiring list for $2.60. So I like to let you guys know that. So with my Take Your Pick tool, just going to pop out like a couple of those. First one popped out good, but I try and be careful because I'm not sure if I poke too hard too fast, if these little arms will get broken off too. So then I'm just going to take my pick tool again and just press that into a glue dot. The glue dot's just a little bit larger, so I'm just going to kind of fold that up underneath there, and I'm going to put that on my card like so. And then I'm going to do that with my second little piece here. It could be an X if you wanted it to, or a T, or it could be a cross. So however you want to use that. Just putting some stickiness on here too for that. Just going to put that kind of at an angle like that. So we've got 2 on there, and that completes the card. I just thought it'd be fun to bring in some kind of wooden element for a card that has a lot of nature and things going on with that. So there's the front side again, and then this doesn't get too shiny. That's what I was worried about too, putting clear powder. It doesn't look like abnormally or weirdly shiny, so that's good to know too. And then there's the inside thinking of you. Thanks guys for all the hearts and the likes. So let me get this whoops, moved around. There we go. Everybody can see my paper supply now to know how much I have on hand at one time. All right, so thanks so much, Kay. So that was card number 8 for April Stamp Camp. So how you can get this card is place a minimum $75 order using the Stamp Camp code that I have on my workstation. Otherwise, I'm going to upload this card now too with all the supplies needed to make the card, and then that will have that host code too. If you want the set of cards, then, I mean, people do it either way. If you want just the set of cards and don't need to order anything, let me know, and then I'll get the set of 10 out for you this month for $22. So that's how you can get in on that. But I'll be back tomorrow afternoon with card number 9 already for the month. So hope to see you guys back here again. And I kind of have an inkling of what I might be using, but I never really like to say too far ahead what I'm going to be doing, just because sometimes what I want to work with doesn't pan out the way I think it might, so then I have to switch gears. And also, one of you has let me know that your catalog arrived today, so if you haven't checked your mailbox, you might want to scurry or run out there. I know it's cold here, but check your mailbox and see if there's anything fun from me if you're one of my regular customers, and that could be your fun entertainment for the evening, especially as cold as it is, to have that catalog to look over and get excited for too. So if you have any questions on anything as you look at the new catalog, let me know. If you're interested in being a virtual hostess, it would be a good time to do that with the new catalog coming out too. So see you guys tomorrow afternoon. Take care.